Hi guys, and welcome to my first Fanart Friday and also my first voiceover. I'm a bit nervous for some reason. This is my first Fanart Friday. I plan on doing twice each month from now on, from September 2018 and forwards, and let's see just how long I will go on. I have no idea. I've done this recording once before, but my phone died in the middle of it, so I had to redo it now, and I'm a bit salty about that. So yeah, and also I'm recording this on my phone, so excuse the horrible, quality or non-quality. It will get better eventually. I'm in the process of buying a microphone, and yeah, it will get better. So for now, this will have to do. This painting I'm currently doing right now is two Moomin troll on a beach or an island of sorts, flying two kites. And this idea is a very old idea of mine. I had this idea in, I think, 2010, the first time, 2010 or 2011. I did this exact same picture, but much more horrible and yeah, my old style and everything, and I never got around to actually color that one, so I don't know where that one is. It's somewhere in my house. Anyway, I did that one, and I got inspired by a Swedish song called Ʞᴅᴜᴜ. It's a very beautiful song, and I heard it sung by Nanne Grönvall, and her version just captured my heart so much, and I got so much inspiration from it. So I had to pour out some inspiration somewhere, and it resulted in this kind of picture. And ever since I drew that first picture, I wanted to draw it again, and now I did. So here is my 2018 version of that same picture. I tried to work a bit more on the surroundings and details and plants, because I desperately need to learn how to draw surroundings and plants and stuff, because I'm really bad at it. So this was a good exercise. This painting, I should say, was also very good for me. I really tried new things with this picture, and some of it worked, some of it did not at all work, but that's how you learn, I'm really annoyed right now when I look at it at the beach, because it goes down to the left too much, and I know I was annoyed by it already at this point, and I said to myself, I'm not gonna draw that line when I draw the sand, but of course, as you see, I just did. So yeah, I hated myself for that, but I fixed it later on. And also, I forgot to take a picture of this. I don't have a scanner anymore, so I take the pictures and I import them into the computer. And here is my first failed attempt, because I took the picture after I had done a shading of the picture. There's so much going wrong with this one. And so I had to work with the shading I'd already had done to the picture, even though I wasn't happy with it because I was just playing around, but I had to work with it in some way. And also, when I worked on this one, and I struggled so hard with the colors and didn't really know what to do with it, and everything. And finally, when I started going, okay, but this is now it's getting somewhere. Now I'm getting proud of this one. The whole thing crashed. My computer was having a bad night, and it crashed all the time. As you can see here, it's struggling a lot, and just eventually I said to myself, okay, I will save this one and then save a backup and then retry, but I didn't get so far until the whole thing got corrupt. So the Photoshop file I had got corrupt. I could not work on it anymore. I had to start over. And I took that as a sign and a challenge to, what, I'm gonna do this right this time. I'm not gonna use my horrible photographed picture. I'm gonna make this line art and actually do something I'm proud about. Because you need challenges, to learn. And yes, it took time, but I was happy with it in the end. And I'm so sorry that this video is so long. I will try in the future to make them shorter. I want them to at least be 10 minutes and as longest time be about 20 minutes, I think, maybe. I'm not sure yet how I work. But I could not speed up this anymore, because if I did, it would be more of a blur than it already is. And yeah, so this will have to do for now in this one, but in the future I will try to make them shorter. We all good with that? Yeah, okay, fine. I tried also, now that I got a second chance on this painting, or on this, on the painting, I decided I'm not gonna go with the traditional orange, yellow sunset color, because I didn't like that at all when I did that the first time, before it crashed. So I decided I'm gonna do something different. I want to do something blue, and something more pastel, and something more light, I think. Also, these kites, I hate them. Or no, I don't hate them. I really started to annoy myself, or I got so annoyed by the kite tails, these ones. But I didn't remove them because I had to draw something else there, and I didn't have the time, because I realized I didn't like them at the end of the painting, so it was already, screwed, which is sad. So here we go. Here we have some ground paintings, or ground colors, I should say. And here I did another fail. I started to put shadows on the trolls and the kites, and it was the same kind of shadowing that I used before. And I suddenly I realized, nah, I don't want to do that on this one. I want to try something else, something different, something I've done before and really want to experiment with. So I removed that soon, and yeah, here I start doing the real shadowing. Is that what it's called? Anyway, I put shadows on stuff. These palms are so much fun to draw, because I remember when I did this one, I didn't look up how palms worked. I just went by the same picture I had when I drew the old one from back in 2010-11-ish. And so these palms, or trees, they can be totally wrong, and I would have no idea, because I haven't looked at a palm for reference since back in 2010 or whatever. And I think that's very interesting, because I'm really happy with how they turned out anyway. So even if they aren't traditional palms, they are something. Some kind of tree. It doesn't have to be, realistic. This could be an island that doesn't exist in real life, and there can be trees that don't exist in real life. So yeah. Also, why Moomin troll? Why Moomin trolls? I don't know. I draw them in the first one from way back when, but I don't remember why. I think I had some sort of head characters, Moomin characters, things who were on an island or traveled there. I don't remember at all, and lived there and had a life with drama and everything. And yeah. I'm a person, I love to come up with characters and stories and relationships and everything, and sometimes that idea turn into something, and most of the time they do not. So this might be one of those ideas that I just loved and then totally forgot about because I can't remember it anymore. So yeah, and when I heard the song also the first time, I saw a music video in front of me, and this is very usual for me. I very often listen to something and I see a music video of sorts in front of me, and that's how I actually get most of my ideas to stories, etc. It's a really good way to just get inspiration. And this was one of those cases, but I don't remember the kind of music video I saw anymore at all. So I can't really explain anymore why I choose Moomin trolls. But they fit Fanart Friday because I don't own the Moomins. I love the Moomins, but I don't own them. Speaking of Moomins, I talked, is that word you say? Anyway, I was talking about when I did this voiceover the first time, the one that didn't work, meh. I was talking about the fandom of the Moomins, because I remember way back when, or when I started going on YouTube and being a part of fandoms, which was back in 2008, maybe as earliest, and about 2009, 2010, those times was when I started getting involved with fandoms and what fandoms are, and being a fan of things and drawing fan art and having, you know, talking to other fans and just being a fangirl. And Moomins was one of those things, but I remember it being bigger than it is today. And I also remember it being, you know, there were 3 types of fans of the Moomins back in the days. I don't know if they're still around, because I haven't looked into that part of the fandom for so long. So if you are part of the fandom or anything, please tell me, because I remember being 3 types. Part 1 was the grown-ups and people who had no idea what's happening on the internet and were just regular, really big fans of the Moomins as the books and, you know, the old comic book types, and etc. And then we had part 2, who, you know, loved the anime series from the 90s and was, you know, had that as a nostalgia and was part of that fandom, and, you know, draw fan art of that and shipped the hell out of every character there ever was. And yeah, and then now there's apparently a third kind, which is making your Moomin OC, which I never heard of before. And I'm not surprised, because nowadays people make OCs about everything. Or not OCs, there are fan characters. They're not original characters, they are fan characters, FCs. But yeah, you get my point. And I never experienced that when I was new on, you know, DeviantArt, YouTube, and etc. That was never a part of when I was joining fandoms. I think that was, you know, 2012 maybe that started, or 13. I have no idea. I feel so old suddenly. But yeah, those exist now. And also the Moomin fandom is pretty much dead. It feels so dead, and it wasn't this dead when I was joining the internet. It feels so weird. So if there is anyone who listens to this or watch this that is part of the fandom, just tell me what's happening in the fandom. Is there any fandom? Can we revive it? Probably. There will be, or there is already in the making a new Moomin series. I know. I was so hyped about that, but that was half a year ago, or maybe a year ago. I must look that up now. Now I'm intrigued. Okay, back to the painting. Here you can see me struggle. This was the part where I started to really struggle, and, you know, like, I had an idea that I wanted to give everything a ground color and then just do whatever from there. Because when I don't have... I'm so stupid, because when I don't have a final idea of this picture is supposed to look like this, I struggle so hard. But it's often those pictures that I get most happy about in the end, so yeah, I torture myself at times. And here I was starting to really struggle, because on one hand I had an idea about how I wanted the picture to look like, but I didn't have that idea as a final picture in my head. So I was like, well, I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna do this, and then let's see where we are. And here I'm starting to coloring in the line art, And this was stupid, another stupid idea, because it's not stupid per se to color in the line art. I wanted to do it because I really enjoyed the look of the whole picture when I removed the line art, but I couldn't just remove the line art because that would, you know, I needed line art at some places for it to be structure and stuff. So I really struggled to do what to do. I used that too much, sorry. And then I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna color it in because that's what I usually do, and then I do something out of that. But this picture had so much line art, so this was a stupid idea. I could have done something much better. But nope, I'm gonna color it all in. I literally sat for maybe at least 1 hour and doing this. And it's so silly. And I realized about here, about this part, I realized, you know, this is gonna take forever. Why am I doing this? But now I already started, so now I couldn't really stop. Or I could, but I didn't, because I'm stubborn. And also I'm gonna say it again, I struggled a bit with the colors, because I had an idea that leaves, or you know, the trees were gonna be this color, the sand was gonna be this color, the sand and Moomins and everything gonna have its certain color, and then let's see if they work together. And guess what? They did not. So this picture is a mess right now of colors. And I changed the colors a lot. I will do that soon. As soon as I'm done with the line art and everything, I will start changing colors. You'll see soon. Here I put a black and white filter down to see if the contrast works. The contrast was another thing I actually had a lot of problems with, because I wanted the picture to be not have as high as a contrast as I usually have. Because for those of you who don't know, I struggle with contrast. There it was again! This fucking word. I struggled a lot, okay? I had a point about 2 years ago where I made my pictures super dark, like almost black, and the contrast was black. The shadows was black. They were black because I needed to not be afraid of black anymore. That sounds so racist and wrong, but please understand me correctly. And yeah, it helped me because now I'm not afraid to actually do those dark shadows and stuff anymore. And when it looks good, it looks really good. But the problem is, I started using it and only using it, so now I'm trying to do the reverse and use more highlights and lighter shadows and everything. And on this particular picture, why I bring this up is because if you see the surroundings, the trees and everything, they are really, really dark, almost black now in the shadows. And I wanted the middle to be almost pastel, very light, very shiny-ish. But it didn't work out as I wanted to. It made the picture look so flat. And it still looks flat. The final picture looks flat because I didn't know how to fix that. And yeah. So in the end I made everything a bit more light. But the thing is, I could have gone the other way and made everything with a high contrast and a much darker picture and make it look more like an actual sunset, like I did in the failed picture. But I didn't, because I wanted to try and, you know, try something new and learn something from it. Learn something new, I guess. Here you see me starting to change the colors because I wasn't happy with how anything looked. So I went from having a blue-grayish painting to having an orangey, autumny painting. Anyway, but it's not the same orange as that horrible orange I used in the failed picture. this is actually colors that I enjoyed. And also everything looks better together. So I rather just, you know, change everything and make it look good than keep it and be like, nah, it will have to do. Now you see everything is some certain color except the leaves or the palm tree crowns thingies at the top. I will change those soon too, I promise, because they are the only thing that's being this cold color, except the beach. But the beach and the sea, I want it to be this color. And here I'm starting to go on the details, and the details is either the part where I'm like, yeah, I really love this picture, yeah, this is going great, or the part where I go, oh my god, there is so much to do, I'm not happy at all, help me. And this was one of those paintings, because I was so happy when I zoomed in on the Moomins, especially soon when I put some white shining in it. I was so happy with it, but then I zoomed out, or you know, I zoomed in on another part of the picture, and I was like, whoa, this looks bad. So, but I'm happy in the end, and every painting is giving me something new. I'm learning something new every time I paint, and I think that's the most important thing. Even if you're struggling, even if you're not happy in the end, if you have learned something new from it, that's great. That's the only thing you need, I think. I have lots of paintings that I hate, but I still did them. I know why I dislike them, and now I know what to do next time I do something similar. So I always learn from my paintings. So even though I'm not extremely happy about this one, I'm still happy that I made it. I'm still happy that I tried these shadowing techniques. I'm still happy that I did this painting overall, because as I said in the beginning, this particular painting means something to me. And I would really, really love to find the old version of this same sketch or line art, because I only made the line art back in the days, and compare them just to see, you know, the details and everything, how much I've actually has evolved, because I have evolved so much since 2011. And you always need to remember that whenever you feel like, oh my god, I'm not getting anywhere, all my paintings are trash, look back at yourself. Just do that and think, what did I do back then that I do better now? That's what I do. Like, I often look at expressions and heads and faces, because I was horrible at drawing that, and I still am. And just look at how much better I am at that today. And also surroundings, backgrounds. I was terrified of backgrounds back in 2010. I could not do them. And I had a point where I couldn't draw hands. Hands was the most frustrating thing I could ever draw. And now I love them. It's the best thing ever. So, yeah, you will evolve. It's okay to suck. Like here you see me doing the whiteness thing on stuff, and at parts I'm really like, yeah, I like this close-up, this is great. And then I zoomed out or looked at the big picture and I was like, oh. And yeah, a bad thing about having a colored line art and then changing the color in the thing is that the line art suddenly doesn't match anymore, and it made me angry. But I fixed it. It's fixed now. It's good. Everything is good. And now this video is starting to come to an end. I'm just having some more fun with the contrast and everything. Yeah. And with that, I would like to say thank you so much if you stayed and watched this whole video, if you stayed and listened to me talk, or maybe you didn't listen and just muted me and watched the speed paint, then that's also okay. That's totally fine. I understand. But if you stayed and listened to me, thank you so much. And I promise I will get better equipment and a new microphone, and everything will sound better eventually. But this will have to do for now, for at least a couple more weeks or maybe months, I don't know. If you like my paintings and want to support me in any way, shape or form, you can support me more than by being a Patreon. Or a Patreon? Is that what it's called? Anyway, I have a Patreon. So if you want to support me, that's the best way you can do. And here we go with details, and the picture is done. Yeah. Once again, thank you so much for watching, thank you for subscribing and watching, and I love you all. I love every person watching my videos. It gives me so much joy. Thank you for sticking around for this long video. I promise they will be shorter in the future. Please take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.